Hello everyone! Welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All! We're headed to trial today, the first part. This is the first time we're heading to trial for this case, the infamous circus case. I'm wondering when I'm going to start figuring out why people hate this case. Is this trial going to hurt my brain? I hope not. I mean, it's probably going to anyway, because, guys, get personal for a minute here. My work schedule, like my real life work schedule, because unfortunately, as much as I would love for my job to be playing Ace Attorney all day, it is not. But my work schedule, like my hours got increased, so your girl's busy. And you know what? It's quite annoying because now I'm like, I can't remember every single piece of evidence from Ace Attorney because I've had several work days since then, and my brain is all jumbled. So, you know, hopefully I get through this okay. But yeah, I feel like the reasoning for why people hate this case has got to come from the trials, right? Like, I feel like this case has got to be hard to crack. I feel like everyone could be a suspect right now because most of the characters seem to hate... Oh my god, I forgot his name. See what I mean by my brain? What is our defendant's name? Maximilian Galactica. Duh. Most of the other people at the circus seem to hate him, except for Regina. But Regina was gonna be, like, sold off to him, like, pretty much, to be married to him, and she's 16. Yeah, everyone's a weirdo in this case. Like, the dude with the puppet is trying to marry the 16-year-old. Well, the puppet is... Like, I don't know, is he trying to be, like, funny? Be like, oh, look, my puppet likes you and wants to marry you, and that's the extent of it? It's like, it's a cute little joke that she's just taking seriously? Or is he like, no, I actually want to marry this 16-year-old? Or is the puppet sentient and trying to marry the 16-year-old? I don't know. Everyone's a suspect. Let's just get into it. Oh my god, why did you scare me? Should have known you'd be coming. I just didn't expect you to be right there. Good morning, Max. You look a little nervous. You have an infinite amount of cards, I see. Just keeps going. Max? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. I love milk, okay? I know some people love to be like, ugh, milk, how do people drink that? And like, it's my favorite drink. Okay, like, I have to have it every morning or else, like, I'm not correct. I don't function right. Sometimes it is the only drink that hits right. Granted, the only two things that I drink are water and milk, but that's besides the point.
Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down.
I guess.
Nick, Max is really nervous.
Let's get the man some milk. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. The judge might die of shock. Imagine if you hit someone.
Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay.
Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can't fly! I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side.
Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes?
Oh my god, was he considering it? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Oh my god, he considered it. I did not miss you, Francisca. And now the case of one. What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. What a way to start the case. So... Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? I thought that was his real name. Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. You have a grandchild? Huh. See, I don't like this because it interferes with my whole storyline where you're, like, in love with Phoenix and you're, like, long-lost lovers, but Phoenix refuses to acknowledge it. It's from before you met. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica, because I like that name better. It sounds more friendly. And I like friendly people. Aren't I friendly, Phoenix?
Yeah, whatever. I wonder if that is to our advantage.
Ms. Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy.
Well, you can't just do that. It's not how things work.
It did not count. Do you hear me?
It totally counted.
She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case.
Yeah, well, I'm the protagonist, so you are.
Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose anything.
I guess being warned whether the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying.
It's true. Maya, I hope she doesn't whip you in this trial. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? Don't whip me! It will be my ultimate revenge. Again, I ask how she's allowed to just whip people.
Does that like it'll bring your dad back? He's still a convicted murderer who tased us.
There, opening statement complete. Now, let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time.
Yeah, whatever. Shut up, you two. Very well. You may call your first witness, Ms. Von Karma.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, get out here now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir.
All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony.
Details of the events.
The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out.
I know like the snow is a big deal. Do we have an autopsy report? I don't think we do. Okay. I wanted to know if we knew when the snow started.
All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the lodging plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m.
That was quick.
The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail, and looking real funny.
Like, look at him. I don't know, the way he's on that box, he himself looks like a square.
The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck.
I see. May he rest in peace. He was beaten to death.
Here's the autopsy report for the victim. Oh, thank you. I was looking for that.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Time of death, 10:15.
A blunt object. I do enjoy those. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Was there enough snow by that time or something? No, why did I suddenly forget that L is press? Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about an inch and a half was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
Snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. Side note, do any of you guys live where it snows? Like in the winter? Because it snows where I live, and let me tell you, I hate it. I'm a snow hater. I hate it so much, I think it's ugly and gross, and I don't like it. It stresses me out. I hate the cold, and I don't like driving in it.
What's the matter, Nick?
need to take a look at the court record. I do?
Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime?
What in the court record do I need to take a look at? Because I don't know. I don't know. Wooden box. What was in a box? Like, for? Why do I keep hitting present? Okay. A wooden box.
That's right. The victim must have been carrying a wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? How strong of him.
It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention, it was locked.
Locked, you say? A mystery.
The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. About the contents. What was in that box? Do you mind telling us what was inside the box?
Well, when we found the box, it was knocked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle.
Really? It was a super heavy box, and all that was in there was that?
Bottle? What is that, detective? Can I snort it?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
I love snorting ketchup.
What's inside the bottle?
It's filled with pepper.
Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
That's really weird. There was only one little bottle in that huge box, and why was it locked?
I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning.
Contains pepper. What? Blunt force trauma. What caused the blunt force trauma? According to the autopsy reports, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you?
The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something with it's something the perpetrator ran off with.
You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene.
Nah. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Ha ha ho.
I don't find your jokes funny. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now.
I guess that's all we're gonna get out of the words. Gumshoe, in this case.
You know all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet.
She'll whip you off the stand.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy.
Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Was that nice enough for you? Ms. Von Karma, call your next witness.
I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand.
She must be talking about Ben, the ventriloquist.
I wonder if Trello will show up on the stand as well.
If he does, he's gonna... Okay, yeah, he's gonna dominate the conversation.
Please state your name and occupation for the record.
God, what voice did I do for you? It was like... My full name is Triloquist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. It was something like that. It was like mean.
Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Ahem. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring. Guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think?
Had a good rhythm. the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak.
Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge.
Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face. On the off chance swelling would help. You are punching him in the face. You just keep missing his nose. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting ouch!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed.
But it's my job.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? This is giving, the Steel Samurai. Like, this could just be someone in the costume, you know? Because, like, with the Steel Samurai, we saw him going, but it wasn't him. It was someone else in the costume. Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You were sure of that?
Without a doubt. He had on that silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How could you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Gosh, Armin. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, Dress Boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point.
What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Why is that? I actually gave a theory for once. Aren't you proud of me? Don't shoot me down so quick.
There's absolute proof.
A silk hat.
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant.
Again. Like with the Steel Samurai, it could just be someone else. Someone pretending to be him and leaving that on purpose.
Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
You better pronounce it right next time. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say?
Okay, I guess she's the boss again today. Okay. I know what I'm pressing you on. Judge, you can't forget the Steel Samurai either. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense. And makes Max one suspicious character.
There is more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Oh, I hate when that happens. I was just like, I hit the button to advance the dialogue, but those popped up. Whew, thank God it didn't register. No problems. There's no proof it was Max. Obviously it's not those two. Ben only saw Max? That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max? You should have saw the victim, too. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
Russell Berry.
That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah!
Obviously the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness.
Stop whipping me! Could have seen him. Anyone... Is that a sentence that carried on? Whatever. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out.
What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. This is true!
Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
I see. It seems that at this stage, I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
Well, you see his face is grayed out in that picture, which means it can't be him. It's obscuring the real culprit. He's right.
A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony.
Trello wouldn't have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he?
Yeah, he would. Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. That very weird love triangle. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head.
Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head?
Yeah. I think so. I don't know anymore.
Hey, I don't know.
This is quite a jump in your story. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around, hey, what time was it?
I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think.
Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time?
I guess that sounds about right.
Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather.
Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone? Like Regina, maybe? Ooh! Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories.
That's my job! But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something.
Mr. Wright? Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
I don't know.
It could be Regina, but could also be Russell because maybe he wanted to ask for hand in marriage too, but I'm leaning more towards Regina. Yeah. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Why? You're waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right.
Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Ah!
That makes perfect sense.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max due to this. Ouch! Stop doing that. I'm getting whipped way more than the judge this time.
There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina. Haha. Take that, Von Karma.
Pain.
Don't volunteer things.
Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Speak, puppet. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? Do not lie to me or I'll kill you.
I was waiting to propose to her.
You are what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit.
More pain.
Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time to getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet.
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her. So I've still got it in my pocket.
You are going to propose. You, a puppet.
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Love is a profound, beautiful thing. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that, Judge. Exactly. His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now.
Okay, let's forget that weirdo thing that I said. Anyways, please continue with your cross-examination.
Wasn't that sigh at the end?
Okay. You had something to give her. What was it? What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, Numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer his question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement ring?
Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs.
Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far.
I mean, he was gonna propose. This shouldn't have been a surprise to you guys.
Time for this to end right here. I'm going to kill the puppet with my whip.
Francisco's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time, but I don't care. I'm gonna push on anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed. Ow!
I advise you to cut this argument short.
I want to hear about the puppet marriage, so I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had... Okay, yeah, you said that already. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. No, you don't. You can't have it in your pocket. This is so easy to disprove. I have the ring. And it's right here! Trillo, do you mind if I show you something?
What is it?
What are you talking about? Uh-oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Ah! Gotcha, you stupid puppet.
What is going on here? My brain hurts.
That's... Ben, say something.
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo.
I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? In a room they put money. Like a bank vault.
Ha! That filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. It's very rude.
Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word.
Ah, I see. Well then.
Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up.
Shiny things?
Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you?
Well, I suppose it was that time. You know, that night. The night of the crime.
What did you just say?
Details. I need more details.
Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza.
Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct?
Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time.
Oh.
Ah, yow, ah!
Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's time for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted to a thing, not I. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what? Okay, for whatever reason, when that picture popped up, like, I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and for whatever reason, it looked like a very scary looking little girl with long brown hair in a dress, and like, it made me jump. Anyways, you know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all his slow loafy fool called Ben's fault. Or this, not his. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame. Rings are expensive.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important one very important point.
Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be?
Ben doesn't exercise enough. His testimony has a flaw. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony.
Contradiction?
The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from that entrance to the plaza.
Yeah, that's a big ol' lie.
However, the witness just stated that he chased after Monkey the Money. Or Money the Monkey. Monkey the Money. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza.
What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours?
I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. I'm having trouble reading today. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that someone slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene.
However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive.
The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history with animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
Huh, I told you so many times. You'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You're already changing your story, Stick Boy. And I'm sure it will change some more.
Where there's one lie, there are usually many more behind it.
Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah.
I'll get him. I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that evening. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. Did you say good evening to him? Because you kinda got in a fight earlier. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max?
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring, and you went chasing after him.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about...
I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay, you said good evening and he didn't even acknowledge you, which is weird that he didn't acknowledge you because of this.
Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder?
A fight?
A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. Ah! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? How violent! Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
I commit assault and battery to you every day, who cares? And before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first.
The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Yeah, he probably was like, hey, jerk! And then Max ignored him. Or Max, you can't see my hands, I'm doing quotations.
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I think it's a different person. I think he did see him, but it's just someone else.
That's quite enough from you, Mr. Quist. Now, Mr. Wright, my love.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
A different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to.
What kind of theory is that?
The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
What?
If you had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Meaning, so was this person even dressed as Max? He's just saying that. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. He's just saying that. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it.
What in the world? You...
Will the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening then?
The only person it could be is the victim. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
I'm stupid. Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there. Everyone ignore what I just said. That was a dumb moment for me.
It was Russell Barry, the victim himself, was it not?
You're correct. It was indeed Russell Barry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster Russell Barry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Gulp. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. What?
Order! Order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, Or was it the ringmaster? One Mr. Russell Berry.
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that saw the defendant's 3 symbols.
3 symbols. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone, all together now. Ow!
Yeah, that's right, I will whip the puppets too. Yes, we know, the silk hat, cloak, and white roses.
A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me.
What was that?
Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? Yes, like I've been saying, it's like the Steel Samurai. It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
What?
Ms. Von Karma. Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
You don't. If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one.
that is very unfortunate.
I hate when you get all smug. Huh?
You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What do you mean by that?
You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but
But
who that person was can only be answered by the next witness.
Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess to go down the slides. During that time, I request the prosecution to prepare their next witness. You do not get to go down the slides, Ms. Von Karma. I apologize. Court is now in recess. Wee.
To be continued. Okay, I still have no clue what happened. I really don't. Yeah, we spent all that time confirming that Trillo was out there, saw someone walk by towards the plaza, and that's it. That's all we've got. I mean, what am I supposed to say? We still have literally we've taken no steps to figuring out what exactly happened here. I mean, maybe I'm a little less suspicious of Ben and Trillo now because they have that story, but is there anyone that could prove that? I don't know. Could still be him. I've still got nothing, guys. I feel just as confused now as I did at the start of this video, so we've made no progress. But at least I did way better in that trial than I thought I would. Maybe next time we'll learn some more with the next witness, whoever that's gonna be. Well, yeah, for now, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!